What up, y'all? Welcome back to Yeah, I Said It, the podcast for all things sports, the podcast for the fans and by the fans. And this week, y'all, we got a great show for you. We got Deion Sanders dipped out. We're going to talk about how we feel about that and do we think he's going to win at Colorado? College football playoffs is set. Do we feel like the rankings is all good or does some of us have a problem with it? And y'all know what it is, NFL. We got some burning questions about the NFL too. So let's get started. Next on Yeah, I Said It Sports. Subscribe, y'all. Please subscribe. What up, family? Welcome back to Yeah, I Said It, the podcast for all things sports. I'm your host, Chris, and the whole crew is here with me today. What up, y'all?
What up?
Nothing much. I hope y'all had a wonderful Thanksgiving because we all did. We ate, we slept, we ate. All right, and we watched sports. So get straight into it, man. News broke this week. One of my fellow podcast mates had a problem. He had a big problem with how people was talking about my man Deion Sanders, Neon Deion. All right, y'all. He left Jackson State and he went on ahead and accepted the job over at Colorado. All right. If y'all don't know, Colorado did used to be a powerhouse back in the day. And I'm talking about back in the day, like the 80s. That Eric Bieniemy went there, Corey Earl Stewart. It was like that late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, early 90s.
Yeah, late 80s, early 90s.
Stewart.
Yeah.
Rashawn Salam. Come on, man.
Rashawn Salam. Yeah. Late 80s, early 90s. That's the same timelines, late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, man. He's trying to bring them back. So first, we're gonna get into how y'all feel about him going ahead and leaving the HBCU. I'm gonna let Darius go ahead and kick this off because he had a problem. And I'm gonna let him get it off his chest. Go ahead, Darius. Go ahead.
Man, I got a lot of it off on Facebook. It's just crazy. But my biggest thing with this was how fast your people turn on you, man. Come on, bro. This is what we doing. All I saw was a bunch of people mad. Deion exploited this and Deion set up this and he just doing this for his game. Man, last time I checked, when Deion first started trying to coach, he was trying to go to a big school regardless. So, like they do every black coach, oh, we need to see what you did. What did you do? So what he did, he went and built his resume. He could Buddy could have easily went to one of these Power 5 schools and just been some bullshit coach. No, he took his star power to an HBCU, that already had good credit within the HBCU community. So I ain't gonna sit here and act like people just act like, oh, they was just at the bottom of HBCUs or something. And all he did was lay a foundation, bro. Showed a lot of people, bro, HBCU, you can get just as much success. Went there, went 12-0, done won 2 SWAC titles. What else he supposed to do? The man donated half his salary. What else he supposed to do? I don't know. I seen him on TV. Oh, man, these boys ain't even got names on the back of their jerseys, man. Who we got to talk to? These people, parents, they done watch their kids find a way out and they can't even find their kids on the field because their name ain't on the jerseys. He said he was gonna put his money on it. Who came out in their interview after their game and said, "Yeah, I put my money on it too"? Y'all mad at Deion Sanders? Who else you mad at? That man was on the front line by himself, bro. By himself. I don't care. As much publicity as he was bringing to HBCUs, it would have been nothing for another one of these coaches just to be like, hey, I'm rocking with everything he's saying. But what they said, he ain't swag. That's what y'all said. Ain't nobody mad at Eddie George. Ain't nobody mad at Hugh Jackson.
They ain't in the swag.
I'm just like, bro, I ain't saying they got a name like Deion Sanders, but bro, what else was this man supposed to do?
I'll say this. I say if I did hear somebody say this because I was thinking about the same thing. It depends on how you view Deion Sanders when he got there. If you viewed him as he was supposed to be like Eddie Robinson and take that program and continuously lift up the program year after year and make them into like a superpower for HBCUs, which will eventually raise up all the other profile for all the other schools, which he kind of did anyway, just by him being there because of the publicity that they got. And then you also got the other ex-players that came, like Eddie George and Hugh Jackson, then came down there that was a head coach in the NFL. So if you viewed him like that, yeah, you upset because, you bought what he was selling, but also you was like, oh, he going to be there for a long time. Like he going to be there for the next 20 years. Some people actually viewed him like that though, Blair. I'm just saying. And I think those people are mad.
Oh, okay.
I think those people are upset because they wanted him to be like he was Eddie Robinson. But Deion told you from the jump, bro, I want a coach on the highest level of college football. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm called to do. This is what this man believes in his heart of heart. He said God called him to do this. So this is what he chose. This is the path that he took and the road he chose to take. I feel like he did a great job for the time that he was there. And I think he did a great job for the people now that he is gone. He's also raised the profile for HBCUs, period, because now he's the first head coach to come from an HBCU to the big time D1 program and get a head coaching job. Nobody has ever done that before. He's the first one to be able to get a head coaching job straight from an HBCU to a big time Power 5 coach, to be a big time Power 5 coach, which is awesome. But also, I think he open up the door for a lot of other people, hopefully, to go back down there and see what those coaches is doing with these kids. And hey, this dude can coach. Let's bring him up on and hire this dude. Because to be honest with you, Colorado got a long history of hiring black coaches. They done had a couple of them. So I don't feel no type of way. I understood what he was doing. This is his career. This is what he wanted to do. He wanted to continue to coach his kids also. So his kids going to go over there with him. So that's what he chose. I can't be mad for that because that man chose something for him in his life. So I don't know. How do y'all feel about it? I don't know how you feel about it, Blair, because I have no feelings about it. I'm not.
I mean, I'm not broken about it. I'm happy he gave him the 3 years that he did. I guess it was a short run. I didn't expect him to do the Eddie Robinson thing. Like, no, I don't believe he was going to just stay down there and do that because that wasn't ever like the way he even tried to do it. Like my man calling him not swag and all of that. That's true. But at the same time, it doesn't mean much. He did a lot for the program. Like the whole swag thing is a conference situation. I went to Jackson State. So it's a conference thing. It's just the way you ain't swag. But like in general, bro, like he turned the program around, got them back to winning. They were off and on, they weren't super great. So he got them to winning. So he gave them some exciting years. The kids that got 3 years of it they'll have a good story. Like Jackson State football used to be good. It's not going to stay like that because it's hard. And I won't say that the program won't be well off after he leaves, but like the type of recruits that they got because Dion is there, they won't get those anymore. Like those kids are just going to go back. Now, it did show that there is NIL money at HBCU, so you can still, because it's not like they don't, just because you go to Alabama doesn't mean you're going to the league. It gives you a leg up if you get a chance to play, but everybody doesn't get a chance to play. Like Michael Strahan came from Texas Southern, I think, or Georgia Southern, one of them. I think it was Texas Southern. So he came from like an HBCU. He didn't go to a big school. You can still make it to the league if you go to an HBCU.
Definitely.
The idea that you can't make it. Now, their facilities, they aren't as good as the schools with more money, but it's called an HBCU. So like the name tells you why the facilities aren't as good as other universities. It's not how it worked out. You know what I mean? They weren't set up that way in the beginning. He did a lot for Jackson State and the SWAC in general. He brought a lot of notice to it. Eddie George, I thought that was nice that he went back to TCU. And it could have been the same type of deal. Like they don't like giving players coaching jobs. So Dion had to take an alternative way to get in. Because I feel him if he's like, I'm not about to sit here and be the dude that has to I'm not about to intern under some dude who don't even know football because I didn't have any experience because I played football all these years. Like, I don't believe that. And do I believe that Dion knows everything about football? No. But he must be good enough at putting together a staff that at least they know what they're supposed to be doing. He knows how to be a DB. Granted, a lot of that was skill, but he still knows like the ins and outs of being a DB. So he should be able to help with anything, even if it's just technique, because he can't give you some of the other stuff that he had. He can just give you the technique of it and how you're supposed to play it. So Dion's a big personality, man. Like that was a big personality to be at Jackson State. It was great for the program. They've been on TV the last few years. I'm not against it. But that's what he was doing. I don't ever recall Dion saying like, I'm coming to be here for 20 years. And he said, I'm going to an HBC and I'm going to make them that dude until he got a better job. Like, is he going? I don't know if he's going to do well in Colorado. He's probably going to suck for a few years.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Yeah, we're gonna get to that part. We're gonna get to that part next. We're gonna get to that part next. Brianna, did you have any feelings about Dion calling it?
Deuce? I do a little bit. So I definitely I agree with him. Like, okay, this is you leveling up. I understand that part. You're doing what's best for you and your family. But at the same time, he kind of like sold a dream, like HBCU, HBCU, HBCU. And then he left HBCU and he's taking all of the good players that was at the HBCU with him to Colorado. So it's just kind of like, what was the purpose then? He was preaching HBCU, HBCU. That's like me being like, black man, black man, black man, and then you see me with a white woman. I'm like a white man. Like, I don't understand.
I understand what you're saying. I
definitely don't feel like it's like that though. Like,
but I don't feel like it's like that.
Like it's like HBCU. He was like HBCU, 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 and then you left and you're taking all of the good players that was at the HBCU.
He's not. I don't hear. But those dudes would leave anyway. Like they would leave whenever.
But I think
I'm sure.
I think what he was trying to do was show you that it's possible to go to the NFL from this platform. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes can play too, is what you're trying to say. And then he left. It still doesn't change what he did and what he was saying. Like he was giving you examples, and there's thousands of, a whole bunch of examples of dudes going to the NFL from HBCUs and being Hall of Famers actually too. So
was righteous, and he still said like there's a money gap. That was true too. He didn't say anything that wasn't true. He was like, HBCUs deserve a shot. And he is not lying. They deserve a shot. He gave him a shot. He wasn't lying when he said the money's not the same. It's not. That's why he was complaining about them being cheap about names on jerseys and little stuff. That's like, why won't y'all pay for that? It shouldn't be that bad. But then again, you go through a situation where he was just there in Jackson and the hurricane came through and the water was garbage. Like, you couldn't even drink the water. And they couldn't drink the water during the season for practice and all this. And the people in Jackson don't have clean water to drink. Like, screw the players. Like, the people didn't have clean water. So it's not like it's not the greatest place in the world. It's a southern state. It just happens to be an HBCU. He went there, he did everything. He brought a championship, won 2 years in a row, stayed until they went undefeated. Like, I don't think his whole goal was to like pump out players at Jackson State. I think he was going there to show you that they're just as good as the other ones. The money's not the same, but you can still get there and make something. They made a lot of money off of him too. They were on TV. Like, a lot of things happened. And I'm not saying it was Deion that got them on TV, because a lot of things happened the year Deion took over culturally that shifted how everybody viewed a lot of things and why a lot of people got a lot of opportunities coming out of the situation that happened in 2020, the George Floyd thing. But after that, it's just, he stayed there for a few years. I don't know how long they wanted him to be there. And I don't know if Colorado would be a good fit, but like, I don't know how long they expected him.
And I just feel like financially, it just got to a point where it might have just been hard to afford Deion, bro. And
they couldn't afford Deion from the beginning, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, with what you bring in, like, you know, that contract negotiation got to come up and all of that. They probably couldn't even, not even saying, because I believe Deion when he, like, you know, it's not about the money, but like you say, bro, he still got a family to feed. He still got stuff to do.
Thanks. Sean,
I think he's good on that front, bro. I do believe he took the job to get into the big leagues without taking a lesser role. Like, I honestly believe that's what he wanted to do the whole time. He's like, all right, y'all not going to let me coach here. I'm going to go coach at an HBCU.
I agree with that. Sean, you get the last word on this part, and then I'm going to ask, you can go ahead and expand on, do you think he's going to be successful in Colorado? But go ahead. And how you feel about it first, though?
How I feel about it? I don't have no feeling towards it at all. I believe every coach have an opportunity, because, I mean, vice versa. Let's just say he was a losing coach. Would they be still having this same fight? I really don't think so. Yeah,
no, they wouldn't.
So I think Blair is right as far as everything that Deion brought to the team. Far as the players leaving and things like that and his coaching staff, this is a business. Shit happen like that every day. That shit happen at McDonald's. Your manager gonna move to the McDonald's down the street. Shit happen like this every day. My thing is, I see what Brianna's saying, like how he bigging up the HBCUs. But the thing is, he did highlight a lot of things and help the HBCUs by giving awareness, showing that the facilities was bad, showing that they do have talent. And then he also promoted himself. He was showing you that he can make a program, that he can bring talent. He had the #1 DB in the country come there. You know, he did not decide to go to Alabama and a lot of all these other Power 5 schools and decided to go to Jackson State. Who knows? His grandfather probably went to a HBCU or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, the #1 player in his position went to a HBCU. So he did bring a lot to that community in itself. I do feel the people's outrage in a sense to where, you know, it's a lot of money coming to that city as well. So like you were saying, Blair, with the water problems and issues like that, a lot of athletes that have a voice, that voice can lead to the Capitol building and say, hey, y'all want me to stay here, but my fucking players can't even drink water. That shit would make changes, you know, for him to have that platform. So on a political end, I do see where people could be mad, like, damn, he left. But hey, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You get what I'm saying? And people move. This is a business. I ain't gonna even honestly, I don't believe that Deion is telling the truth about it's not about the money. I don't believe that. That's the only thing I do disagree with you, Blair, at. Because with that being said, he did get like, I think it's like $30 million.
I didn't say that. Chris said that. I ain't
Oh,
saying
No, I
that
didn't
about
say
the
I
money,
didn't
bro.
say anything about that.
Chris said it wasn't about. I didn't
I didn't
say
say
it
that.
wasn't
I
about
don't know
the
nothing about that. That wasn't me.
Nobody said, I
I
don't know
didn't
who
say it
said
was
it.
about the
The
money,
male
bro.
voice, though.
Chris brought the contract up and said he couldn't afford them.
No. That's
Yeah, I said
Darius
that
did.
they
Darius,
couldn't
okay,
afford it.
Darius said that.
Oh, okay.
I ain't bring up the man money.
Yeah,
I believe the man got money. That's true indeed. You know what I'm saying? He got money. I seen his Dallas ranch, he got money. He been having money. He got Nike money. He got old money. Deion had money before it was money. I get all that. But it ain't nothing like more money. Bill Gates wake up every day. Shit. Why Deion can't dress up and go to work too? So shit. But for us, you know what I'm saying, choosing that program, I agree with Blair. I do believe he picked the school to where he can still do what he do. And a lot of those students didn't like what he was talking about. I seen a little meeting, and some of those dudes threw up the deuces. So you can go ahead and say what you was wanting to say, Chris. That's just my stance. I ain't mad at business, man. People transfer and get fired and hired every day.
Coaches leave all the time. Now, he could have gave him a good 4 years. He didn't even give him a good 4. He only gave him a hot 3.
Well,
But at the same time, like, I don't think he wasn't in it for the long term, if you ask me, man.
correct.
I feel like he didn't have anything else to accomplish.
Yeah.
Right. Like, he did everything he wanted to show that he could do as a coach.
Correct. And
I can turn a program around. I can win. We won the championship.
Yes.
There's levels to it. I agree. But he like, hey, I told y'all I could coach.
And also this happens all the time, like Sean said, all the time at all across the country. Coaches get jobs and be there for 2 years. They blow up. Now Auburn done fired their coach. Auburn trying to call your coach that was 10-2. You know what I'm saying? And hey, I mean, that's just the way it goes, man. That's just the way it goes. But the question that we got to ask is, do you feel like he gonna be able to turn around Colorado?
When you say turn around, what?
Well,
exactly
because I was about to, because they
that
were like 1-11 this past season, and
Yeah,
like Sean said
you
in
win
that
more
meeting,
than one game in that division, I believe. Yeah.
yeah, like they're
In
back.
I feel like, shoot, 3-4 years from now, who knows? It's not like somebody dominating the Pac-12.
Well, I think they're in the Pac-12, Big 12. They're in the Big 12, right?
No, they're in the Big 12.
Yeah, they're in the Big 12.
No, they're in the Pac-12, bro.
They're in the
Yeah,
Pac-12.
that's what I
Okay.
thought. They're in the Pac-12, right?
Yeah, they're in the Pac-12. Pac-12.
Yeah. Who's dominating the Pac-12?
And USC about to
Right now it's Utah.
The Ron's about that. The only one left gonna be Oregon and Utah.
Utah
Right now
is
it's Utah.
dominating the Pac-12.
Utah
right
and
now.
Washington and Oregon have the same record.
No reason that, like you said, with the power that, like Sean was saying, with the star power,
In the conference, I'm sorry, they have a better record now since Utah beat USC, but overall, it's not.
With that star power,
amazing.
now you talking about big time recruits, more big time recruits. I seen 5-star formerly committed to Alabama trying to get there.
I'ma say
he got a lot of players coming in. So I think he could definitely build a program.
I don't see why he shouldn't, bro. Like so here's the thing that's gonna win the whole thing if you think about it in terms of like just how things can go. You can smoke weed in Colorado, bro. Like marijuana is legal. They don't really test for it anymore for real like that in the NCAA. You hang in your head, bro. A lot of people smoke marijuana. A lot of athletes, lot of athletes.
I wasn't even thinking about that, but
smoke marijuana, dude. There are selling points for going to Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Where and it's in Boulder. There's nothing in Boulder but a good time, man. You can't say you can't have a good time in Boulder, Colorado. I don't know if it's a strenuous grade school. I don't know if they got a great tech program. I don't know any of those things about Colorado other than that marijuana is legal there. And that's all a lot of college kids need to go to a school is marijuana and money. And those things are going to be in Colorado. NIL money, it's money everywhere. Like every university city that has, every place that has a major university in it, they have a lot of money. And a lot of people support that university. There's always going to be money in those areas. I believe he'll be able to turn it around. Granted, Colorado's a cold place, but they say Colorado's a nice place to be. Everybody who lives in Denver says it's amazing. And this is not have nothing to do with the legalized marijuana. It's just they say it's amazing. You get 4 seasons. There's all these things you can see. I don't know, but I feel like he has a few selling points that he should be able to get across. Whether you act like, that's a real, I knew dudes in college that played for the team that smoked. They were some of the better players on the team. It doesn't necessarily mean you can't play well, and they, dispelled all that trash about you can't work and be high and stuff like that. So it's just, I don't know, man. It's just another option for a thing to sell people on, like the freedom of it. There's still going to be practice. You still got all this stuff to do, but it just is what it is. He's in a good area. Recruiting in that area should be good in the Colorado, maybe not state of Colorado, but around Colorado, there's talent. He might be able to get some of the Cali kids off name alone. It just depends, man. I think he has a chance. He has definitely a chance to be better than 1-8. That's pretty much the bottom, right? Like, that's pretty much the bottom. Like, you ain't getting no worse unless y'all don't win the game all season. So they give it to him at the bottom and let him build it up. I don't know what is it, 5 years they gave him? 5-year deal?
So it's a 5-year contract, yeah. By the way, I'm gonna let Brianna go here. Do you think he's gonna be successful at Colorado, Brianna? No.
Sure, I do. Yeah.
Brianna's face when you said her name, like, what are you talking about?
Like college football.
I'm just asking. I mean,
sure, I do. I think he's gonna be successful. Maybe not right away though. Over time.
Not right away. Yeah, I think it's gonna look a lot like how Mel Tucker when he took off over Michigan State last year. He's gonna get a lot of transfers. He's gonna get a lot of recruits. Because they were 1-11 this past season. Their only win came against the University of California in overtime. It was 20-13. Yeah, most of the year they didn't even score 20 points. So he got a lot of work, and I would have told those kids and some of these people.
I'm saying conference records. I'm tripping. Okay.
Yeah. Just overall record. I mean, they played a hell of a schedule. They played TCU, they played Minnesota, they played UCLA, they played Oregon, USC, Washington, Utah. I mean, granted, they lost all of those games, but they played some good teams, man. They played some good teams. I think that it's gonna look a lot, like I said, a lot like Michigan State. They're gonna get a lot of different transfers and stuff like that. But I don't think next year he's gonna be winning like 10 games next year. No, I think it's gonna be a little bit of a slow burn. He's getting a lot of those kids from Jackson State to come on over there with him. As long as they also understand that this is a different level, too, they should be fine. I think they'll be fine in about 2 to 3 years. I'll say I'm gonna give him 7 games. He'll win this coming season, possibly.
Wait,
after that,
you think he's gonna win 7 games?
Yeah, I think he can win 7 games.
Too high, bro.
With all the transfers and stuff?
That's too high, bro.
They still
I think he can win 7 games.
That's too high, bro.
5?
Maybe 5. Maybe 5.
I say he can pull out at least 7.
No, bro.
Anything over 5.
That's high, bro. That's high.
I feel like if he do get 7, they gonna be like, oh, these boys about to win the Pac-12 next year.
Yeah. Ain't happening, bro. He ain't. 7.
That is a lot of games.
If it was just bad coaching, 6, maybe.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what the talent level at Colorado is, bro, but just to assume, like, that they going to turn it around like that, like, what's wrong with them dudes that they couldn't win more than one game this year? See what I'm saying?
I understand. And for the people who had a problem with him coming in there telling the kids the truth, y'all got issues. He came in there and told them kids, hey, all y'all ain't going to be here. If I don't think you good enough to play, go ahead and jump into the portal.
Colorado?
Yeah, when he got to Colorado. He told them kids, if I don't think you're good enough to play, get Deuce. I got some stuff to handle back at Jackson, but when I get back,
half of those kids aren't going to be on the team anyway because he's bringing the other kids from Jackson with him.
No, it's just like, it's the idea that he's coming in telling them, like, dude, nothing is solid here. We can't take those scholarships. They can't take the scholarship.
He's bringing his son to play quarterback, so whoever was the starting quarterback there ain't going to be the starting quarterback no more.
It's just that he said it and somebody else said that he said it. Like, coaches say stuff like that all the time. That's not It's not a strange coaching concept or a string of words. It's just because Deion said it, everybody like, that's not cool. Like, dude, your position is not guaranteed. I don't care what it was last year. And because Colorado, I don't know how long that dude had been there. Maybe, those are his kids, so they think that's my guy. But they should have already known as soon as it happened. I think he's just telling them early enough to be like, hey, heads up. If you think it ain't going to work, you might as well leave now because I'm not going to play you. Like, whether it's attitude, if they conflict, if I don't think you're good enough, bro, it's like, he's like, I'm starting over. You might not play again the rest of the time you at Colorado. That would suck, but it is what it is.
Yeah, they do that all the time. Sean, do you think how successful you think he's gonna be, man?
Man, this is a tough one, man. It can go either way. And the reason why I say that is because I believe I think his son had a lot to do with why he went to Colorado. And the reason why I say that is because he wanted his son to be one of the Heisman contenders. He pushed for his son to be a Heisman contender so bad that almost every time he was in front of the national television, he said he mentioned his son's stats and why he's not. So in order for his son, in his probably mind, this is just for my opinion, he said, I got to put him in a Power 5. And he can start immediately. So that quarterback for Colorado got up out of there soon before that conversation even happened.
Straight to the transfer portal.
It's time to go. Now, I do believe he will get recruits. I do believe that. But see, this is the thing. When you Power 5, is you got to win ASAP. I've not seen about 3 different coaches in Nebraska in like the last 5 years. Like, you got to win immediately. And
that's the thing. That's the question is, what do you consider winning for him in Colorado?
So,
like, what's the okay number of wins?
I don't think he's not going to be successful as he was in the SWAC, like far as undefeated season. That's not going to happen in college. That's not going to happen, bro.
No time soon.
No time soon. So if I was to just give out a number, I think next year he might win 4 or 5 games. Now he gonna have to get some nice junior, senior transfers, some graduate guys, you know what I'm saying, with some skills and shit like that. But as far as recruiting, I don't think he's gonna have a problem too much. But as far as the I guess the level of success is what, to make it to a bowl game, and that's what, 6 games?
Yes, 6 games.
I do think by year 2 or 3 he will be in a bowl game. But next year, I don't see it happening. I do see his son having a good season, but he's going to get a nice reality check of why they call those boys Power 5.
Facts. I say if he wins 5 games, it'll be more games than they've won in 2 years. Because the year before they were 4-8. This year there was 1-11. So
seems to be they were going this way,
like I said, if he wins 6 or 7 games, he right on track. Even with
But
all the transfers.
Blair, you got like out of that 53-man roster, let's just say half of them stay, and half of them was probably garbage too for them 2 years, bro. I think this is like some Coach Carter type crap. You know what I'm saying? They felt kind of way. Hey, let's get that play down, boy. Go ahead and get your beanie Siegel on.
Yeah. 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 All right, guys. Moving on. So the next topic that we're talking about is the college football playoff. Okay. College football playoff is set. If you do not know, the 4 teams that are in the college football playoff is Georgia, Michigan, TCU, and Ohio State. All right. So, does anybody have a problem? This nigga. Does anybody have a problem with the 4 teams that were chosen?
No.
No,
Cool.
I'm okay.
I don't have a problem. Sean, do you have a problem with the 4 teams that were chosen? Because the
Yeah,
last
so
time
you
we
made
was
a
on
big
here,
deal last
you
week. I
said
was watching.
they didn't deserve. They have no business
Deserve it.
being in the playoffs. I have nothing else to say. They don't deserve it. They should not be in it. I don't care what happens. And we sat here and we tried to tell
Them
you.
niggas
Let
got
me get it out.
smoked.
If you
Me
want
and
to quote
Darius
me,
tried to tell you, ain't no way
correct.
Bama getting in this thing. These boys lost 2 games, and one of them was to a 4-loss LSU, and that was before we saw them play Georgia, which they played very valiantly, and they still lost by a wide margin. But yet and still, they lost 4 to a 4-loss team. Lost to Tennessee. How they in front of Tennessee? I'm still baffled by it, but yet and still they are because they're Alabama. But are you feeling different now?
Is that question towards me?
Yes, it's for you because you
Okay,
don't
so
have the problem last week.
It's all you, Sean.
So I said
Mm-hmm.
those boys that is in the scarlet and gray and sometimes with all black on play like ass cheeks in that second half. I do not want to see those guys in the Final Four. Why would I put that team from that second half in the fucking Final Four? I will not. Period, point blank. If those guys come out there again, that's embarrassing. Why would you want your squad to embarrass you? You gonna let your girl go out with motherfucking curlers in her hair and a bonnet and motherfucking bra wall hanging out and shit? Hell nah. That's embarrassing. So they gonna let you go out with boogers in your nose and fucking
Embarrassing.
yeah. We ain't gonna do that, man. You ain't gonna send your son to school looking like you motherfucker on the corner asking for change, are you? That's embarrassing. That's what I'm saying. Them boys shitted on themselves at home. You don't shit at yourself at home against your hated rival and then say, hey, I deserve to be in the Final Four. Y'all didn't deserve shit. Y'all got lucky by some teams losing. Let's keep it a buck, bro.
Buck.
So that's my stance. That second half team was doo-doo juice. Stay home if you coming out there with that shit, because Georgia gonna spank that ass, Southern style.
Spanky, spanky.
Well, Sean, you might as well not watch the game because it don't matter how they come out. They gonna whoop y'all ass
That ain't gonna
regardless.
happen, bro. That ain't gonna happen. Gonna run the ball down their fucking throat. And I respect their squad, but we gonna nah, I ain't gonna say shit on them. But we gonna have some fun. Them boys gonna have fun.
We ain't gonna get in that talk right now. But what I will say, we got weeks to talk about this. Okay, we have weeks to talk about this. We're not talking about that today. But what I will say,
not today.
Not today. We can't do it today. Not today. We got plenty most things that we can talk about. Not today. But I was trying to pull up something here from last year. Sean, do you remember the Alabama-Georgia game from last year? The first one?
Yeah.
You remember what that score was?
No.
The score was 24-41. I'll say that score again for you. It was 24 Georgia, Alabama 41.
Okay.
Ohio State lost pretty much around the same about the same amount of points. Am I correct, Blair?
Something like that.
Something like that. Who went on to win the national championship and who's the defending national champions right now? It's Georgia. Georgia got their rematch and they beat that ass. And that's just how it went. Oh, I say that to say, as bad as they played, and they did play bad, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you otherwise. They played horribly in that second half. They played tight. Buttholes was tight as, boy, you couldn't get anything. Couldn't squeeze a thing out that motherfucker. I'm trying to tell you right now. They ain't got nothing to lose from here on out, by the way. But
don't know them, dude.
What I'm trying to say is,
was the win
even though we lost like that, the defending national champions just last year lost by the same amount of points, but yet everybody in the world was acting like it was Armageddon. And that's all I was trying to say to you last week. It's not Armageddon, baby. They had a bad half. It made the score look pretty bad, but it really wasn't that bad of a game. It was a bad second half. The first half was fireworks on both sides. They was going at it like two heavyweight champions.
No, don't use boxing, because if I'm knocking your ass out,
I said in the first half. In the second, let me finish my analogy, please. In the second half, we was Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield was them. We were getting our ass kicked. It is what it is. All I was trying to say was, ain't no way anybody else they could put in, especially after the year we had. We didn't lose. We beat every team that we played by double digits. No one else can say that. And if we being honest, all of these teams, Georgia, Michigan, and TCU, has had moments where they looked like complete trash.
What?
It is the fact.
Let me hear that.
Now,
fact.
they didn't lose in these games, but they did lose.
That Georgia moment, though. When was that Georgia moment?
What you mean? When they played against Missouri? Bruh, come on, bruh. Did you watch that game? I did. They didn't look good.
What happened? Let me hear the Georgia fact moment.
I just told you what it was. Let me tell you what the score was.
Y'all didn't look good in every game.
The score was 22-26. They barely won at the end of the game against Missouri.
Y'all didn't look good in every game either. Y'all had a lot of games come down to the fourth quarter.
What I'm saying is nobody is flawless, is what I'm saying. In this year right here, nobody is unbeatable. You just got two undefeated teams and two teams with two losses. Now, the only problem that I did have with this ranking, and I do believe that they were trying to avoid the rematch, was TCU not moving at all. That is the problem that I had. They lost. They should have went down one, and we should have went up one. But obviously, they didn't want to do that.
Why?
What you mean, why? All year, this is why. All year, the committee, not me, the committee has come out and said Ohio State and Georgia are just that we feel are in a different class from everyone else. This is the committee, not me. I watch the shows that they put out. I watch the chairman of the committee comes out and says it every week. These two teams are in a class of their own, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they said, oh, well, what about TCU and all these other teams? Ohio State's still better. Ohio State's still better. When these two teams are equal and they got the same record, Ohio State is better, right? This is what they were saying. So now that their records are the same, again, how did TCU now become better than Ohio State?
Because circumstance matters. Circumstance matters. How many wins did you finish with?
11.
11? They finished with 12. What was your last showing?
That's what I was saying last week.
Was a blowout. It was a blowout.
And they lost by 3 in overtime on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
But yet, they
in
still
the
lost.
conference championship, something that y'all didn't even get to play in.
He's
This
right.
is facts. This is fact.
So,
but then
all
they
of that-
still lost.
When your record is the same, you got to take all of that into context.
But they also said when they are equal, this team is better.
But they
But
got
they're
to
not
take.
equal,
I'm
bro.
going off of their logic. I'm just telling you what they said.
But guess what? You had a chance to prove that you were equal at the end of the season. Y'all weren't on equal playing fields. Y'all didn't play
Hey,
for a
that's
conference
fair.
championship.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I'm just saying. But
How-
that's the only problem I have.
Darius and them said, but it ain't fair when I say the shit.
What do
What?
you mean? I said it was. What
How
do
many
you, you
of
said
those
they didn't
we
deserve to
talk-
be in it at all.
Man, we talking about a whole. I didn't say that they didn't deserve to be in the top
Man,
4.
You tripping?
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I didn't say they didn't deserve to be in the top 4. I just said I could see why they didn't leapfrog TCU.
They wasn't supposed to. They wasn't in the championship game.
Yeah.
They dropped down the week before that, and they lost on the fucking goal line, bro. They got smoked. How was a team that gets smoked jumps a team that's in a championship game? Mouse in the house.
What you mean? I mean, it happens all the time.
Man, you really saw that happen? You really thought we was gonna jump to 3?
I thought it was a possibility from their logic.
It's a possibility. It was a possibility that Alabama could have got in there. But
I know that one. I didn't. It is a possibility. You know why? Because it is a possibility because it's a committee. I don't know what these fools gonna do. I was just going off of what they said was important.
What are you talking about? You just told me what they've been talking about all year.
Exactly, and that's what I just said. I said I was going off of, and I'm going off of what they said was important.
And then you just said you don't know what they be talking about.
What I'm saying is, before the conference championship got into it, y'all were equal teams. But when one team doesn't go to a conference championship, you are no longer equals, even if your record is the same. I mean, even if you only both got one loss.
But if they would have got smoked, I think we should have been 3.
Maybe you have more of an argument.
And the only reason why I would say that is because I believe our conference is better than theirs. That's all. I mean, because you got the number 2 and the number 3 team. I mean, number 14.
And the number 7, 18.
It's debatable.
Yeah. I say it's like number 8. Either or.
But
That's
yeah, I
think
think they got it right.
Let's get into the meat and potatoes of why we all here for real for today. Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a change. There's been changes around here. Furniture is moving. Sean blinking lights. Gotta go over what we did last week, y'all.
Hear it, man.
We got to go over what we did last week. So
let them hear it, man.
I am glad everyone is here. So there's no fallacies. Okay. In last place, I love you too. I'm in last place with a solid, I ain't gonna lie, we had a great week with a solid 9 games picked correctly is Brianna. Then with a very nice 11 games picked correctly is me. Then tied for second with 12 games picked correctly each is Blair and Darius.
Oh, there
So
you go.
number one this week
And overall, nigga.
and with 13 games picked correctly is Sean.
Let them know, boy.
So now we gotta play a little game of musical chairs now, y'all.
Let them know.
The overall rankings is here. And in last place with 112 games picked correctly.
That's a good number.
Blair with 112 games picked correctly. Then we have with 114 games picked correctly is Brianna with 114 games picked correctly.
Uh-oh.
Then in third with 116 games picked correctly is me. Then in second with 119 games picked correctly so far this season is Darius, which means with 120 games picked correctly so far this season is Sean in first place
At a bet
for
on
the
key.
first time in the history of we've been doing this. Sean is in first place. We got to give him a clap on for that. I give him a clap for that. I give him a clap for that. For his first time being on top, I give him a clap for that. If you notice, Darius is not clapping because he is not happy not being in first. Woo! Brianna, that was a tough week, man. That was a tough week. It was a tough
2 weeks for Brianna.
Oh, you ain't got to go. I wasn't going to go back that far. I was just going to say because it was a bad week, man. That thing.
It don't matter. It ain't over till the fat lady singing. She ain't singing yet.
I just got a question. Why'd you pick Atlanta to beat Pittsburgh?
First of all, I'm never gonna root for Pittsburgh ever in life.
That's not rooting. I'm just saying. I'm like, Atlanta though? I was shocked.
I don't care.
I was shocked.
You better root for Tyler Huntley.
I'm
That's
a
what
pick.
you better root for.
I'm a pick Joe Blowout on the street before I pick Pittsburgh.
So the Titans versus
Damn
Pittsburgh.
nigga.
You got
Who?
Titans versus Pittsburgh. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Last one. The Texans versus Pittsburgh. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Texans for 200.
Hey,
I'm just
Cat.
kidding.
a lie never looked. A
Cat.
lie never. A lie never looked good.
Ladies
Bro.
and gentlemen, that was Brianna straight capping. That's what that is. So, y'all know how we do it. Yeah, I said it, fans. If you're not familiar, we just jump right into the shit. So, first game on Thursday Night Football, it is me and Darius's Las Vegas Raiders at the LA Rams. Sean, since you are in first place, you get the honor of picking first. Who are you going to go with here?
I got the Raiders.
The Raiders. Woo. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Let's see here. Let's go with Blair. Blair, who you got on this one? It was a toss-up between you and Darius.
I'm going Raiders, dude. The Rams just picked up Baker. They have no quarterback, so.
Darius?
Oh man. I guess
the Rams played very good last week. I ain't gonna hold you against them Seattle Seahawks.
Hey, you better hold it. I'm going with the Raiders.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders as well. They're playing good. They've won, I think, 4 in a row. I think I've picked them for everyone. So I'm gonna roll with the Raiders. Brianna?
I went with the Raiders.
We all on the Raiders this week. Good. Next, moving on. The next game we have this is a pretty good one. This is gonna be interesting. Is the New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills. Sean, where you going here?
I'm going with the Bills.
Bills. Okay. Darius?
I am also going with the Bills.
Ooh.
Got to. The boys on the road, man. Boys on the road. They're getting healthier. They got a couple players coming back from defense.
Is Von Miller? I thought they said at first that he was done for the season, but they're saying that he might come back. I don't know.
They said it's not the season. They ruled him out for that. It's not.
Oh, okay. Blair, who you got in this matchup?
Bills, bro. I ain't got much, just the Bills.
I got a surprise pick later on. Woo!
All right.
Listen, man. I like the way Mike White has been playing. He been getting the ball to them receivers, mainly my guy Garrett Wilson. I got somebody stole him from me in the draft, but it's all right.
That's how he didn't want that old ass milk.
I'm gonna go with the Bills, man. I just ain't got the balls to pick the Jets, man. I want I ain't gonna lie to you.
Don't be
I
scared.
wanted to. I was like, woo, I can't do it.
Hey, that's
I
how
ain't
you
gonna be
become
able to
number
do
one,
it.
Chris. That's how you become number one, cuz.
Yeah. I can't do it. Not this week. But it's gonna be a damn close game. They might end up pulling it out, but I like the Bills just because they just became in first. They're now in first place in the AFC. I think they're gonna want to hold on to that, but I think the Jets is gonna get them everything what they asking for. So, Brianna, who you going with?
The Bills.
Bills. Moving on. The next game on the schedule, we have the Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns at the Cincinnati Bengals in Joe Burrow. Sean, where you going with it, man? By the way, Joe Burrow has not beaten the Cleveland Browns in his entire career in the NFL thus far. So, Sean, where are you going with this one? And yes,
Sean, don't
Miles
do
Garrett
what you do last week. Do not pull what you pulled last week.
I'm gonna go with BJ Hill.
All right.
Hey, Bengals.
Blair?
It counted though, Brianna.
So,
Bro, if I didn't do that, boy, he would have been in a shitload of trouble, boy. I'll tell you that.
I say
He says.
I guess I'll go Cincinnati. Man, I ain't got no real choice. I want to go Cleveland. They'll probably win that game, but I'll go Cincinnati. They seem to be slightly rolling.
It is in
And
Cincinnati.
Watson ain't back yet.
D. Watson is back.
No, he ain't back as far as
He playing.
A lot of dudes show up on Sunday because he is not the dude that we last saw.
All right.
I think it'll take a few games for game speed to get him back adjusted to game speed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Darius?
I want to call it upset, but I can't.
See what I'm saying, bro? Because I feel like
too early.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, it's too early. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Go with the Bengals. Okay. Me telling you niggas, I believe in my team. I believe that we gonna pull this one out. And I said it, and I told you. And you freakers, you motherfuckers didn't want to believe me. But that's okay. We pulled out the victory. I'm going with Cincinnati. I just had to get that off my chest because it felt good. It felt real good to be right. When I knew it, I said we match up with them greatly. We built to beat these dudes. We not built to beat the Cleveland Browns. I'm gonna tell you that right now. We are not built to beat the Cleveland Browns, but I think that they're going to kind of take this one personally, and they're gonna pull this one out. But it's gonna be a dogfight, bro, because these boys know how to play us, and we better be ready because we can take another L. Brianna, where you gonna go with this one?
Christopher, do not act like you be riding with your team because you don't.
When did I not pick them this season? What time? What day did I not
This
pick them this year?
season,
What
only
day
because y'all
did I not pick them?
y'all went
Listen,
to the
when we
Super Bowl
first started
last
doing
season,
this,
so now
my
you like,
team
oh, I'm gonna
sucked.
pick my team. I'm gonna pick my team. But when your team was sucky, you was like, I ain't picking them niggas. Fuck
Of
them
course,
niggas. So you're not a rider. So don't act like you riding because you're not a rider.
nah, I'm a rider.
You're
I
not a
keep
rider.
it 100 with my own
You're not a
team.
rider.
I
You're not a
never
rider.
put no cash on
You're not a
you.
rider. You're
Facts.
not a rider. You're not a
He's
rider.
not riding.
Cool.
I just
you
wanna
know what?
say-
I just don't be riding
You're a
like you.
No,
I'm a
you're just
rider
not
just
a
wanna
rider.
say-
And when I think, and I'm gonna roll with my boys on this one. Are you rolling with me and Cincy and Joe Cool this week? Is the question.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with them niggas this week.
I'ma just say, you was talking all that built talk. It was a fumble that saved your game.
Well, it could have been
A
a
win
couple
is a
different ways.
win.
It could have been a worse loss for Kansas City than it was because my boy dropped a touchdown. Then they called another one back because of legal man downfield. So it could have been much worse.
Penalties are part of the game. Those sound like
Hey,
offensive
fumbles are
worries
part of
to
the
me.
game, Darius. Fumbles are part of the
Bubbles
game.
are too.
Shit. Moving on. The next game we had the Houston Texans. Oh God, this is going to be a terrible game. Versus the Dallas Cowboys. We're all picking Dallas, correct? I'm sorry, Houston. We are not going to waste any time even trying to debate whether you guys are good enough to beat Dallas because we know that you are not, and you're trying to get the number one pick. So congratulations to you. You're going to get the defensive tackle out of Georgia. Congratulations. Moving on to the next game. Okay. We have the Minnesota Vikings at the hot Detroit Lions. Sean, where you going with it, man?
Hey, this is a tough one, man. I know y'all probably looking at me crazy when I say this, but I would not be surprised if Detroit win this one at home, man.
Pick them then.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. I can't pick them. I can't pick them because of golf going against these guys. I'm gonna go with Minnesota, but rewind the tape. Detroit might win this by a field goal, man.
I like it. I like it. Darius?
I'm definitely going Minnesota. They're going to blow these niggas out.
I don't see it, Darius.
Blair.
I believe in Minnesota.
Huh?
Minnesota, man.
Mm.
Nope. Why not?
There-
Give me Detroit.
There you go.
Good job, Blair.
You let them sucker you, Blair.
Gotta check it, cuz.
Chris, your mic is terrible.
So I would say, bro, I wouldn't normally, and I don't really want to pick these dudes. And I looked at the record to be like, man, they probably haven't beat them in a long time. And before last year, they hadn't beat them since like 2017. But last year they split, and they split at home and at home. So we'll see.
Yeah, they ain't been doing you wrong, man. They ain't been doing you wrong. They've been playing very good. They made me look like a complete.
Played literally same time last year. A week later, they played on the 5th of December last year in Detroit, and they won by 2.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm giving them 2.5, 3.
In Minnesota, they lost in Minnesota in October of that year by 2.
And this past year, they lost to Minnesota by 4 on the 25th of, what is that? I think October. So
Yeah, bro.
Guys, if they win by 3, man.
it,
The one
hey,
before that,
and
they only
progress.
lost by
Blair, I am
it's
so
a close.
with you,
They
man.
played each other close, man. I can't tell you that Minnesota's gonna lose this game, bro, but they should. I hope they do.
I I
Like
I I
I picked
I, I,
Detroit.
I am with you because this is it's a division game,
It's a
man.
real division game, bro. Your games are always close.
Oh man, and it's in
Detroit blows it
Detroit.
at the end, man, but it's Minnesota, so it's very possible for them to beat Minnesota. They beat them around the same time last year. And they might not be checking for them like last year. They had a worse record last year when they won that game. They had a much worse record.
What you gonna do, Chris?
Yeah.
Man, because I'm sitting in my mind, I'm going through the matchups, who's checking who's on Jefferson. Like that's what I'm thinking. I like Detroit's defense against Minnesota's offense. And I like Detroit's offense against Minnesota's defense, if I'm being honest. But I think, oh man, this one's tough. I'm gonna go Minnesota, man. I'm gonna go Minnesota. I was really close. I'm really
Out of our life.
It's okay, bro. It's
You
okay.
and Sean.
I'm gonna go Minnesota. I'm gonna go
almost.
Minnesota. Brianna, who you going with, man? I'm gonna just say Minnesota and just stick with it and just go.
Minnesota.
I'm going with the Vikings.
Big bike dog.
Move it out.
I should pick the Vikings. But I can't.
The next game, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Tennessee Titans. Sean, who you picking?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Sean goes Tennessee. Blair, what say you?
Tennessee, man. I gotta have the Tennessee coming out of that.
Darius.
This one's
See
kind
why
of
they
tough.
fired the GM got fired, so
This one's kind of tough, man.
that's tough,
Kinda
man.
tough.
But like that's the problem with the position that they're in. Like they'll play good at, or competitive, and then they'll come up against a team that you think is good and they'll get smoked. It's not the third time it's happened either. So
But I don't think Jacksonville is that bad of a team.
but they shouldn't win that game against Tennessee.
Should they? With their number one receiver hurt?
Is Buddy out? He's just in the concussion protocol, right?
Yeah, I think he's questionable.
Yeah, he's in the protocol. We'll see if he's out.
I don't know, man. I got Tennessee by 3.
No, I don't know if it's gonna be a blowout, bro. But like, I don't know. That's tough, man. They've gotten better every year. Buddy done pretty much been the GM. They just some of the players that they need to hit on, they haven't hit on.
Facts.
That makes it tough.
Facts. I'm gonna roll with Tennessee here. Because Trevor Lawrence is not 100%. He's been gutting it out these past couple games. He is injured. So I'm gonna roll with Tennessee. Brianna?
I'm going with the Titans.
Titans. Moving on. The next game on the schedule, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Football Giants. Sean, who you rolling with?
This is a tough one, man.
Who you with?
But I'm going to go with
who you with? Get crunk. Who you with?
Philly.
Philly.
I might lose this one.
Darius?
Uh-oh.
Switch it up, Darius. Switch it up. Now it's your turn.
Uh-oh.
And he not.
Yeah.
Switch it up.
I know you not.
It's hard to bet against Philly, bro. The dude Jalen Hurts out here playing amazing.
Yeah, that's tough because I picked against them, I think, one of them weeks, and I'm like, they got to prove it to me.
Yeah, it's hard to pick against Philly right now. So I can't do it. I can't do it, man.
Yeah, because
Bears
this would
fly
be one
high.
of the games that they could lose, considering it's a division thing. But Philly look good, man.
Yes, I'm going with Philly. Go ahead, Chris. I see it on your face.
Yeah, go with Saquon.
I'm going Philly here. I don't believe in
You're gonna hit us with the soft
Jimmy
music
Dimes.
right when you say Philly.
I'm
Jimmy,
rolling with Philly. Brianna.
you changed the
I'm
man.
going with the Eagles.
Yeah, man, it's safer bet, man. It's safer bet. I just can't. But I will say this though, it's gonna be closer to what a lot of people think. I think Mr. Kayvon Thibodeau is gonna get to Jalen Hurts at least once in this game. But it's gonna be closer than what people think. Moving
Oh,
on. The game of the I said it game of the week. It is the Baltimore Ravens at the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, fans, if you are not aware, we do have a bet going on here.
I'm not aware.
We were going on live.
We got paraphernalia on the
There
line.
was
It's
a bet
paraphernalia
that was
on the
placed
line.
with me and Blair's bet. And the bet was whoever won the next game is going to have to wear the other team's paraphernalia. And the bet was between Brianna and Darius. So, Sean, we're gonna start off with you. We're gonna keep them last because we already know where they going. You know, they already have we'll let them talk shit after we done. Sean, where you going on this?
Hey, I'm gonna go a little kind of crazy here, in my opinion. I do want to give a shout out to Pittsburgh for doing everything they can do this year with the rookie quarterback, a bum as a backup. I guess you want to call my boy Mitch, money making Mitch, and
Making Mitch.
just the Hall of Fame head coach, man, because this man make diamonds out of motherfucking rocks. But I'm gonna go with Baltimore. When Hudson came in last year, he did thing then, so I can't go against that. So I'm gonna go with the Ravens in a tight one, and I'm gonna give a score here. I'm gonna say 24-21, Baltimore.
Blair? The depressed look on his face tells everything he's thinking. He's like, I don't want to go there, and I don't want to go there.
This is tough, man, because Lamar ain't playing.
Right.
And they talking about 1-3, so it should be a good game. Except for Baltimore looks terrible without Lamar. And it's against another team would be different, but a division game without Lamar is gonna be bad. I'm going Pittsburgh, bro. I can't.
Really?
I don't.
As well as Huntley had played last year and this year?
Huntley played okay, but he didn't play super great last year, bro. How do you think they didn't make the playoffs? They didn't make. He won like of the first game. I would pick the Baltimore Ravens if this was not a division game. Because it's a division game, it makes it tough for me. And Baltimore looks good, but they don't win without Lamar, bro. Like their record without Lamar is not. I don't even know what it is. Hold on, Ravens record.
Well, last year they lost their last 5 games, I think it was.
I know.
And Brianna picked them every single one, and it was lovely.
Everybody was hurt, though. It wasn't just Lamar. It was everybody, bro.
Well,
but that ain't no different.
Exactly. Literally, we was missing half of our team. We was missing half of the team.
Well, you're not this year.
I say half. She kind of exaggerated on that part, but
we was missing half of the team.
They were 1-4 last year without Lamar.
And half of the team was hurt.
Let me give my pick. I think that this is
They
going to
have a 2-5 record all time without Lamar.
say that again.
They have a 2-5 record all time without Lamar.
Okay, so they're below 500. Okay.
Sounds good to me. We won last week. We're gonna win this week. That's the 2 games we need right now.
That's it.
So
I like that
I
philosophy.
am looking forward to whoever loses wearing this hat
Sounds
because
good.
I'm gonna just tell you,
said,
last
it
week
could be
was like
anything that's merch, right? Like
Ah,
I'm just straight
some of the
above
worst
the weight
times of
for
my
nothing.
life. But
Words are visible. Have to see the team name. You know, all that stuff.
yes, it has to be on. I almost want to go for hats. Like you have to wear a hat because you cannot take it off the entire show, and you have to be on that camera. Period.
I'm cool with a shirt, bro. They don't wear hats. They wear shirts.
Okay, shirt, hat, whatever. It got to be visible. Okay, so jersey, whatever you want to do. I mean, you can get it from wherever. Whatever y'all want to do, what y'all want to do. It's y'all bet. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all decide that next. But I'm gonna go Pittsburgh because Lamar got injured. Huntley did come in. He did engineer that last drive to win the game, and
listen to me, man.
I like
you was
Pittsburgh in
going
this
right
game
there, Chris.
because of one guy. Well, 2 guys actually. TJ Watt and my man in the middle. That's all I need to say.
Who's the
Whoever
man
want to go, Cam Hayward. That's all they need. Them 2 dudes right there is gonna wreck shop. All that running around, it ain't gonna happen. I'm just letting you know right now. So he better polish up them quick routes right now because TJ coming. He coming. Whichever one of y'all want to go first. I mean, Darius. I mean, because you're supposed to go first anyway. I mean, I done got you down for your teams. But whatever you need,
Brianna,
go ahead and
Brianna
say it.
can
Y'all
go
need to work
first.
out your head, whatever y'all need to
I'll
do.
let the lady go first, man.
Oh, she pulled out a hat. She
She done
pulled out a hat.
You know what time it is.
Uh-oh.
You already know what time it is. You already know what time it is, boy. No matter who is on that field, this is the best rivalry in football. And I want everything. And we coming for it. Always. It don't matter who touched the field, Lamar or Huntley.
Talk that talk.
Ooh.
I like it. I like it.
Ooh. She said, we're going to get it on there in with the backup on you.
That garbage rag.
Hold on. Let me put on my napkin because it's time to feast. This week we are having an old classic charred rat bird.
Oh, classic.
All I'm gonna say is I heard all of this about my team was hurt and blah 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 blah. And the only thing I remember from last year is Lamar Jackson throwing a terrible pass, no pun intended, so that they could fall to 0-2 against the Steelers last year and let me into the playoffs. So damn it, my friend, I understand if you got some animosity that you want to get off. But you better hope you can get it off the last game of the season because this game ain't it. It ain't it. I don't care. Lamar Jackson, Tyler Huntley, Willie Beeman, it don't matter. If you did not know, I have a new hawk. His name is Mika Fitzpatrick. And his favorite dish has been Ratbird since he got there.
Y'all hoping y'all defense pull it out for y'all.
Bro, right now, I got the better quarterback. I don't even want to hear that shit.
You don't. We don't even
I
know if my
do.
quarterback touching the field or not. He might go
do.
out there, and if he go out there, you don't got the better quarterback.
Hey, if he go out
My
there,
quarterback go out there, he can go out there with a bum ass knee, and you still ain't got the better quarterback.
guess what? I hope he can play in street clothes because that's what he gonna be.
Go out there hurt, you still ain't got the better quarterback. And if you ain't know, Tyler Huntley about the business.
Hey,
About
we
the
ready.
business.
All I know is the last time I saw y'all, Lamar Jackson was healthy.
Just know I got some dogs on my team and they ready to eat.
I don't know. You gotta show me. Shoot, them
we
boys,
gonna show you.
Them boys get
We
full
gonna
after
show
halftime
you.
now. Them boys get full after halftime.
They do. They do. But guess what? We ain't never full when it come to y'all Pittsburgh Steelers. We want it all.
Yeah, I feel you. We're gonna give you some more. We'll make you 0-3 in the past 2 years.
Doubt it.
So revenge tour. I can't make it to the playoffs, so I just piss everybody else's team off. I beat Cincinnati first game of the year. Now I get to beat up on y'all. Y'all ain't got no quarterback. And after that,
we got a quarterback.
And after that, Brianna, I don't care. As long as you make the logo visible on whatever you want to wear,
listen,
it's fine with me.
We got a quarterback, and you better pray to God it don't come down to a field goal because we got the best kicker in the game. Hands down.
I don't give a damn.
Oh.
If this nigga can kick it 100 yards, if he ain't kicking it 100 yards on first down, you ain't got no chance.
He can kick it 150.
Okay, time. Okay, what are the parameters of this here bet? If you cannot find a local hat and or shirt, I suggest you get on NFL.com and find
they sell them at Lids because that's Baltimore.
Hey,
and
it should be
Pittsburgh.
Our teams are popular.
Good hat at Lids, cuz
should be at Lids. That's all I'm gonna say.
Pretty sure
Brianna,
they sell
if you want, I can send you some exclusive Steeler gear that only real fans can get. I mean, I know with that hat on your head, you gotta have frostbite under there because ain't no way it's keeping your head cold.
Let me tell you, I'm gonna find a piece of trash. I'm gonna wear it, and that's gonna be it.
Cold-blooded.
Don't worry about it.
That's if she lose, which she says she ain't gonna do. Well, guys, this is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a very fun week next week because there's somebody else that's gonna be going through the bullshit and not me. So moving on. The next game, pretty easy game to pick. It's the Kansas City Chiefs coming off a loss to the Bengals at the Denver Broncos.
Don't even need to do this, bro.
Anybody picking Russell? I gotta do it because Russell is Brianna's man. So
anybody picking Russell? Upset pick of the week, Sean?
Hell nah, he must have heard that.
Okay.
I said Brianna's man is Russell.
I thought
I'm not picking no damn Russell.
Damn, Russ can't even get no love from Brianna now.
Bro, he can't even get love from his own team. You see niggas screaming at him on the sidelines and shit. Can't do it. I don't know, man. Denver's just maybe they're just not as good as we thought they were, combined with possibly some terrible coaching.
Possibly. It is. Moving on.
It makes it tough, you know,
from that dumpster fire of a team. It is the Tampa Bay Comebackneers at the San Francisco Third QB is a charm, 49ers.
Mm.
So, Sean, where you going to go with this one? You going to go with Tom Brady and
Because
the
you
Buccaneers?
said it,
Or
I'm
are you
going.
going to go with San Francisco?
Because you said it, I'm going with Tom.
Tom!
Mm.
Cause you said it, cuz.
That was the first,
Tom!
that's the first that came to my mouth. That's what I'm gonna go with.
That's what I'm talking about. Give me
All
the
right.
lead back.
Darius, who you going with, bro?
I'm not going with Tom Brady's team.
Ooh.
It is not because of Tom Brady necessarily, although he is a part of the problem. That was a great comeback victory. 2 touchdowns in 3 minutes. This was back in the day. And it's crazy that Tom Brady is so old, you can say back in the day
He's still
for
relevant.
his football career. Back in the day, this would have been against the Colts or Steel Curtain or something. I'd have been like, hey, that damn Tom Brady. But this was against the Saints, who are a trash team in a trash division that also the Bucks are in. So it gave me zero confidence in the Bucks whatsoever. Ain't gonna be able to do it. Sorry, Tom.
I
Blair.
dig it. This is a bad setup for me.
Sees the writing on the
Go
wall.
with your gut, man.
I guess I'll do it, man. They're gonna have to show it to me because that's all they're gonna be able to do. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay, bro. Like I like San Francisco, their quarterback. I don't know anything about the Brock Purdy dude. Like I have no idea what he's supposed to be. But like Tampa Bay has the #1 rushing defense in the league. So it's like that's kind of hard to meet San Fran, and something's gonna have to give there. And the question is Buddy gonna be able to carry it? I don't know. So like San Fran technically should probably win this game. And if Jimmy G was there, I would pick San Fran. But I'm gonna go Bucks because I don't know if they're gonna be able to run their normal stuff. And if that dude has to throw it all now, it doesn't help that Tampa Bay cannot score. So like if they can't score, they can't make San Francisco have to play a different game. But I just don't know. Like the dude's never started a game. He played pretty well to close that game out, I guess. But like, I don't know, man. I don't know what he does well, so I can't go with the rookie. Shanahan's good, but I just don't know.
I got you. I feel you. This is a tough game for me, man.
It is.
Because San Fran has a fantastic defense, man.
They have a fantastic defense. And
They have the #1 defense.
there is no way that I actually know what the hell is going on with this QB. I've seen him play in college a little bit, but it wasn't nothing that wowed me, but he can play a little bit. From what I saw last week, he can play. He can play a little bit. You know, they didn't just go and like hand it off left, hand it off right. They're like, hey.
Oh no, they let him throw it. Yeah.
Throw this motherfucker.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he
You know what I'm
work.
saying? They went on ahead and said, throw this motherfucker. You got it. And he had it. He was reading his progressions. He was throwing the levels. Like he was doing his thing out there, man. And I think he can get it done. I think he can get it done. And San Francisco's defense is better than Tampa Bay's defense. I'll tell you that right now. My man, Mr. Bosa, coming for that ass, Tom. Get it out quick, old man. Get it out fast.
That's what he do.
I know that's what he do, but he got to, hey. Woo, he might need to play like he might
I
do tip drill like
want to pick San Fran, man. I feel like San Fran feels like the safer pick, but
Yeah,
I'm going San Fran, man. I'm going to 49ers, man. That defense is the defense is the truth. It's the truth. And Tampa Bay's offense is not. So I'm gonna go Tampa. Brianna?
I too am going the Niners.
The Niners. Moving on. The next game. It is the very bad Carolina Panthers at the team that I thought was going to be very bad, and turned out they're actually pretty damn good. The Seattle Seahawks. Sean, where are you going to go with this one, man?
Is Seattle at home?
Seattle is at home. I be honest with you, I really don't know why we're picking this game, but I'm gonna just go ahead and roll with it. Blair.
You know I rocks with Seattle at the house, bro. They
You
went
know
up.
Darius.
I almost picked Carolina. I ain't gonna lie, but I ain't.
They might be ecstatic to not have Baker, huh?
Bro, they just play better without Buddy. They do. When he's not starting the game, statistically, they are better.
Yeah.
That's an indictment.
I can't pick them this week.
Good luck with the Rams, my boy. Brianna, I'm going Seattle, by the way. I don't that was obvious.
Definitely going Seattle.
Yeah, I'm going to Seattle too.
Got it. Moving on. The next game, we have the Miami Dolphins at the LA Chargers. Ooh, this one's interesting. It's interesting. It's getting interesting here. Sean, where you gonna roll with, man?
Oh,
And this is the night game. So this is the night game on NBC, if you didn't know. Prime time.
I'm gonna go Miami. I'm about to see people in my rear view, man. Fuck it, I'm taking off.
There you go, cuz. To the house.
Darius?
Oh, Lord.
I'm going with the Chargers.
I knew he would.
Going with the Chargers, man. Big receiver Keenan Allen is back in full effect. Think it's gonna be a good game, but I don't know, man. You gotta see it. Is Tua as good as they think he is? I don't know. Because elite
Blair.
defenses give him a problem.
Bruh. Again, Tua got to show it to me. I ain't picked Tua last week, and I like the Chargers, so I'm going to go Chargers. I don't even know if the Chargers are supposed to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chargers are supposed to be really good, but they're dealing with a lot of injuries still. And here comes Miami, and I think Miami's offense is, for this game is going to be a little bit too powerful for them. I like Miami in this game. I don't think Bosa's back yet, so I'm gonna roll with Miami. Brianna.
I'm going with the Dolphins.
All right. Moving on. The last game that we have on this week's schedule, wrapping up week 14 of the NFL season. It is the New England Patriots on Monday Night Football at the Arizona Cardinals. Might I add, they're probably the worst home team in the NFL because they don't win home games. Why that is, I have no damn clue.
That dates back to
on Monday night.
A couple of years ago.
Yes. So, Sean, where are you going to roll with?
Cardinals ain't hearing none of that noise you talk about. I'm going with the Cardinals.
All right. Sean kept it safe to close it out with the Arizona Cardinals.
How's that safe? You just said it get smoked.
All right, man.
Blair?
Oh, I'm going Pats because, I don't trust the cards. I don't see it. I like Bill. I just like Bill in these type of games.
So he's picking the coach in this game. I feel it. Darius.
Man, this game makes me super nervous, bro.
Right? It's a weird game, bro.
It do, because before you said that stat about the Cardinals, I already knew that. Like, these dudes are trash at the crib. Like,
I'm trying to help them out, man. I'm trying to help you guys out, but
That junk is crazy. I don't understand. I don't think the Cardinals are a good football team, bro. Like that ain't saying I ain't saying that New England is something special, but I don't think the Cardinals are a good football team, and that causes them to lose games they should win, like this one.
Like
I'm going
New
with the
England
Pats.
doesn't beat themselves.
You going with the Pats?
Yes.
Let's go.
Oh man, this is tough, man. It's tough. I was looking at because I know the Patriots are 6-6. I was looking at the teams that they beat. They beaten the Steelers, the Dolphins. Well, they beat the Steelers, Detroit, Cleveland, the Jets, the Colts, and the Jets again.
That's a nice little mixed resume.
They've lost to the Steelers, the Ravens, the Bears, the Vikings, and Buffalo.
Somebody that beat them with an exceptional player.
With an
All those
exception,
teams have a good player on, like a
have a
player
good
that
player.
can carry those teams.
And you're right. And thank you for just making up my mind.
I tell you, bro, they're consistent. New England is consistent. They don't have flashy anything, but they're consistent. You got a better player? You got it, bro.
I'm going to go Arizona. Because of D-Hop. D-Hop, I think, is going to pull them through. It's going to be a close game, though. Because damn it, New England can definitely win. You heard the list that I just rattled off. Teams that are upper echelon, they ain't beating them teams. Them teams kind of like middle of the world or terrible. Oh, they getting them. They stacking them down and give me that dub. And the Cardinals are kind of that team. They kind of middle of the pack to terrible. So I agree with Darius. This makes me nervous. But I'm gonna roll with Arizona. Damn.
They beat teams that it comes down to coaching. When it comes down to coaching, they win. When it comes down to players, they lose.
Bruh, how much more rope are we gonna give the Cardinals, man?
I ain't giving them none, bro. Like, you ain't doing me like that. Like, I'm sick of it. They've been telling me Kyler Murray good for 3 years.
Facts.
For 3 years, bro, they've been Kyler Murray the man.
And Baker Mayfield got more playoff wins than Kyler Murray.
He's statistically worse in the second half of the season. Every year.
Baker Mayfield.
I switched my pick. I'm going New England. I'm going New England.
Whoa, you said that.
I'm going New England. I'm going New England. I switched my pick. I'm going New England. That is what it is. I'm going New England, man. I just looked at nope, I'm going New England. And Brianna, who you got to wrap us up?
I'm going with the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
What? All y'all birds be sticking together.
You know it, bro.
Well, y'all, thank y'all for watching. Continue to like, share, and subscribe.
Hold on. Quick question, y'all. Who's y'all Heisman winner?
Oh, Caleb Williams.
Ooh.
Caleb Williams.
I guess Caleb Williams.
Williams. I mean, I will say, go ahead, Darius.
I thought Buddy from TCU had a chance to get himself in there. But with the L, even though Caleb Williams took a bad L, I just think overall Caleb Williams is a better player.
Yeah, I will say this. I think Caleb Williams should win it because he's been the most consistent. Him, CJ Stroud, and Buddy from Georgia. They've been the most consistent players. But I think Caleb Williams is going to get it because 60% of the votes had already been cast before that championship game even got played. So I will say this: when they took away, when you don't have the ability to run, as for Caleb Williams, he didn't look good at all.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't look good at all. Like it's almost like he forgot how to throw the ball, or did he know how to throw the ball to begin with? I don't know.
Bro, his leg has a lot to do with like throwing and everything he's doing. I wouldn't blame that all on Kenny. His leg was messed up, and I assume he just gutted it out.
Yeah, he tried to gut it out, but
like that leg affected everything he did, man. I won't hit him on that one. Because it's a leg.
He didn't look
good. You
good.
need your legs to throw just as much as your arm. Like
it's true. It's true. But yeah, I think Caleb Williams is going to get it. Basically,
I honestly don't know, man.
But I don't know. Any one of those dudes can win it. Buddy from Georgia. I mean, we know that the Heisman Trophy don't go to the best player anyway.
Michigan, but he got hurt. I know they wasn't talking about him, but he was like Blake Corum, bro. He was out there killing the whole season. So,
yeah, we already know that the best player in college football don't get this award because the best player in college football, there's who I said he
left that didn't get hurt because it was between.
Buddy from Bama, bro.
Gibbs is the best player in college football. Him and my man from Georgia, the D tackle, them the two best players in college football. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm trying to tell you. You'll see when we turn on them tapes for the draft, boy. You're gonna see these boys ball.
Back-to-back defensive player of the year.
Who?
Anderson.
He ain't better than my man from Georgia.
Man, that boy, back-to-back. They get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars that vote. Back-to-back defensive player of the year.
Who?
Man, I ain't gonna say his name again. I ain't gay. Nothing to say again.
Now we know it's time to wrap it up. This man talking ridiculous. Thank y'all for watching.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Judge Mills Lane. Let's get it on.
Yeah.
Who?
Mills Lane. The dude that had the show after he ran. The judge.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Yeah, RIP. But thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all again next week. Continue to like, share, and subscribe. Tell everybody you know about us. Your mama's cousins, sisters, brothers, uncles, cousin, sister. Everybody. Continue to like, share, and subscribe. We out this bitch. Deuce.
Peace.
Lord have mercy.
Sean missed it last week. We just had to get it. Don't you hate for it?